I'll just wait for that to start. Excellent. Welcome everyone to our 5 ways to enhance your biz with frequency medicine. So it's myself here today and Bronwyn Ferner, and we're going to be taking you through some ways that you can be adding frequency medicine to your business and hopefully making some money and also saving some money along the way. So firstly, we'll just introduce ourselves. So I'm Paige Haynes. I'm based here in the beautiful Tamborine, so the hinterland of the Gold Coast. I'm a mum of 3, and I have been in the wellness industry, I guess, for almost 20 years now. I feel a little bit dated when I say that, but here I am. So I started out doing reconnective healing, and over the years I've become a kinesiologist, and I now train people in neurolinguistic kinesiology. I'm also a master practitioner in NLP, but my passion really, and lots of other things, but my passion really is empowering people with their own health, and whether that be the individual or also helping other practitioners with tools and things that can actually help them move forward in their practice. Yeah, that's definitely one of my passions. So just making sure we're muting as we come in as well. Thanks, everyone. And we have the beautiful Bronwyn joining us too.
Hi, everybody. So excited to see your faces and to be here. Thank you, Paige, for introducing me. So I'm Bronwyn Ferner, and my inspired purpose as a heart activator space holder is inspiring others to attune to their heart frequency and creating awareness spiritually and physically. And that's where the beauty of the AO scanner Solex comes in with my passion. My master skills are transforming energies as an energy healer and creating and facilitating gatherings and workshops, holding space for clearing the challenges that hold us back and activating and embodying gifts that spiral us higher to live a happier life. And qualifications and training in neurolinguistic kinesiology and transformational breath and quantum and spiritual therapies assist me in my passion also is empowering other people with the control of their own health. My passion with plant and crystal energy medicines is always close to my heart, and tuning into these frequencies and vibrations of the elements of the earth as within us. And they're all life-changing in all the best ways. So I'm so happy to be here and sharing the beautiful technology that is AO Scanner.
Yay.
Thank you, Paige. So we're going to be diving into our chat today. We have a couple of legends in science and physics you might have heard of. And so read this quote here from Nikola Tesla. If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in the terms of energy and frequency and vibration. So AOScan technology is based on the works of scientists from around the world, such as Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, Marie Curie, Raymond Rife, and many others. So these advanced thinkers were united by their belief that everything at its most fundamental level is energy. And here we have the Albert Einstein, and he was absolutely correct when he said future medicine will be the medicine of frequencies. And in our opinion, the future is here and now, as everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. And so why frequency medicine? Every cell and organ in the body has their own distinctive vibrational frequency. And when these frequencies are disrupted, whether by injury, diet, stress, or emotion, it results in a disruption that is often so profound we carry the scars for life. And when not addressed, this can bring about fatigue, depression, illness, disease, and even death. And over the past 20 years, these vibrational frequencies have been isolated, identified, and catalogued. And every cell of the body produces energy, frequency, vibration, and resonance. And when these frequencies are in balance, the quality of our life is optimized.
Beautiful. So yeah, we're wondering who here already uses frequency medicine in what they do. I know we've got a broad range of practitioners and individuals here today. Awesome. Anne is saying me, and I know that Anne is a kinesiologist. Yes, Kerry. Kerry works with oils as well. Same with Joe. Beautiful. Maria, Mark, awesome. Sandra, Isabel, DJ, fantastic. That's wonderful. So some of this may not be news to you with all of these amazing people using it already, but I'm hoping that we can shed a little bit of light of where we've been using this particular technology. So introducing the AO Scan technology, it is a biofeedback device. It's an educational tool, and basically it's restoring balance to the body. It's an affordable handheld device, and that can scan, but not only scan, it can optimize and harmonize your entire body. So there are quite a few different bioresonance technologies on the market, and you may have come across some in your travels. And the experience that I've had as I've been sharing this along the way is that a lot of people have paid out a lot of money for different technologies over the years. And this particular one was actually a $38,000 US dollar machine when it was first, I guess, born into the world. And the technology used in the machine is from Russia and German scientists. And they discovered 120,000 frequencies in the human body that represented an optimal state of health. So this was back in the 80s. So this is actually, well, most of us would know this predates way back to probably even further back than Nikola Tesla and Albert Einstein times. Unfortunately, it feels like we've been robbed of, a lot of this frequency medicine over the years. And the beauty is that a lot of it is now re-emerging. And some of these technologies, like you see, have been around for many, many years. But a lot of the time, they were in these big machines. Okay, so you can see there, that's Lauren Swanson, who is our CEO of AO Scan or Solex. And this was the bigger machine. So you had to be, sort of in a clinic. You had to pay out, thousands of dollars. And oftentimes it was quite complicated and complex. So they have brought this down into a handheld device. Mark, not a silly question at all. Mark's just had a question, which is, what does AO mean? It's actually alpha and omega. So it's the spectrum, which was really, really beautiful. So that's a little bit of background of where this come from. And another little known fact was actually that they used this technology for astronauts in space. So it was really cool. It was one of their first purposes with that as well, to monitor them. And no problem at all there, Mark. All right, so today we're going to be jumping into 5 ways to enhance your business with frequency medicine. Yay. So turn over to Bron. You there, Bron?
I'm just chatting with myself.
Oh, good.
Right. So it's not uncommon, to be honest. So triad of health from a kinesiologist's approach is a way of representing the interconnectedness of the different aspects of each individual person. And as they independent forces, a problem in any one area over time can manifest imbalance in other areas. So when you experience health and well-being, all aspects of the triad are in balance. And your health is 1/3 of the structure, and the third chemistry, nutrition, and 1/3 emotional state. And a balance of these 3 aspects is required to have good health. So it takes us into the inner voice. And if you haven't already experienced the AO Scanner inner voice, it's where you'll really feel the change. So can we skip into the inner voice?
Oh, has it not?
No, not for me. There we go. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, so the inner voice identifies emotional imbalances and then creates harmonizing music to balance your environmental state using musical notes and radionics and other frequencies. So the generated frequency sound healing harmonics are 100% customized to you. And it allows the user to generate affirmations, recordings in their own voice, which is so powerful, and using music and specific hertz to speak directly to the subconscious. And on this emotional level, clearing these emotions that are recognized or unrecognized, so it's discovering emotions that may be suppressed or heightened or underactive. So when we talk or sing, we generate a series of musical notes and chords that emotionally expresses characteristics and qualities of our personality, many of which are deeply hidden in our subconscious mind. And what we emotionally express through our voice, it has a profound effect on our personal and business relationships, and as a direct extension, our happiness and success. So we live our lives largely unaware of the vast amount of information we communicate daily with our voice. And the actual words we speak are either empowered or quashed by the programming of our subconscious mind. and the link between music and emotions is well established. An AO scan inner voice, it provides your clients with a deeper look at their emotions, gives your clients a done-for-you home support, or what you see on the screen right now, and it's a personalized sound healing harmonics inner voice that's created from octaves in their voice. The nervous system body system scan and optimizing harmonic toning, homeopathics for daily use and imprinting, and affirmations that they can do daily between sessions, and remote broadcasting frequencies. And on the screen now is an example of the inner voice report. The priority that's come up for this scan is where it says low self-esteem versus self-accepting. And it's brought up emotions that could reflect negative emotions, the frequencies that are out of balance, and the corresponding emotions that could bring balance into the body. And then we also use chromotherapy glasses, and here in this example is the gold chromotherapy glasses, and oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I'm just bringing up a report here. This was actually my report. I'm just going to, I was just going to try and bring that zoom down a little bit so that we could zoom out. Hang on.
So this is how it looks after you've used the inner voice scan, and the device has recorded the octaves in the voice. And we always start with the words I am, and the soul sits up, pays attention, and it recognizes or discovers those frequencies in the body, the emotions that may be, like I said before, suppressed or overactive or underactive, just may not even be there in the frequency. So just to bring balance. And these reports are a wonderful tool to share with your clients, to highlight areas that quite honestly, very much on point in most cases, and has these wonderful imbalances and suggestions in there. And it's a wonderful tool to show areas that they could look at improvement, potential causes, vitals that could assist them, and the emotions that may be out of balance. And the beautiful scanner, so when it scans the body, it also sends optimizing frequencies to bring balance. And it's really up to the individual in how they move forward with their actions for optimal health. And this is a beautiful tool for that. And with the chromotherapy glasses as well, which of course the eyes are the window to the soul.
Yeah.
And then
we've got the this is, I'll just show just quickly up here too. So this is where we actually access the music. And so this actually has the pulse tones behind it, and you can choose different music to play that as well. So that's the actual balance with it. So people, I don't know if you can hear that music because I have the background turned down, but yes, so that's just a little example. And that's all done, Bron, isn't it, in like a few seconds, and you can actually email it as well. I'm not sure if you can see the email little thing there as well to your people, which is pretty cool.
Yes, it is. You can send multiple email addresses or even to yourself, and then you can put a personal note in there and send whatever it is that you feel is relevant. And that takes us into MindSync.
Yeah.
So MindSync is, yes.
Do you want me to share MindSync as well?
Sure, that would be great. Thank you.
Sure.
So MindSync is another game changer. It literally, I'll go into it first. So unlocking your potential with MindSync and experiencing the revolutionary power of your voice. And you can record personalized affirmations for prosperity, health, memory, self-confidence, and more. And use the body scan function to discover exactly what affirmation your body needs. So you simply record your voice and immerse yourself in a wide selection of music using technology similar to binaural beats for rapid subconscious shifts, transforming your mindset, boosting your confidence, and enhancing well-being effortlessly, changing your day, clearing and creating the best you, and tapping into your full potential. And a really awesome example where I've studied theta healing, and like we all have a lot of modalities where we use affirmations, or we're aware of words to be changing with the neurolinguistics. Well, I was looking at my words to speak about my purpose and my inspiration of who I am and what I would like to offer to the world. And I was like, I know what I'm going to do. I printed it out and I spoke it to my MindSync, and then I listened to my voice being played back to me with the music, just to help balance any of the self-doubt that I was experiencing about speaking that elevator speech. When we want to talk about ourselves, that's my greatest blocker for myself is talking about myself. So this is where AO MindSync is the ultimate game changer.
Beautiful. And I don't know if you saw then while Ron was speaking, I pressed scan. And so prosperity affirmations have come up for me today. Earlier today, though, they were I am affirmations. And so basically what we can do here is press record affirmation, and then it gives us a list to repeat. So I'm worthy of empathy, compassion, and wealth. And I attract positive and loving individuals into my life. So each of these different ones have a different set of affirmations. But as Ron said, you can also make up your own, and you can record those as well, which is really cool. Excellent. So I'll go back into our report here. So these tools have been really helpful from an emotional perspective, personally in my practice, and I know for a lot of other practitioners. Just having a done for you home support is really, really awesome. And in kinesiology, generally, we actually set an affirmation. So what I've been getting some of my clients to do is to actually speak the affirmation for the MindSync, and then they're going away and listening to that as well. On a personal level, it's really amazing to do a new MindSync every day. So just keep that in mind if you do go ahead and purchase this. It is actually great for your own purpose to do it every day. But they do say that the inner voice and, inner voice particularly is good for a week for people. I do mine different, every single day. And I don't always look at the report, but for clients, I always look at the report, which is really cool. Got a couple of, are you seeing the testimonials there?
Yes.
Excellent. Do you want to run through those?
Yes, love to. Thank you. We have some amazing testimonials, and these are the ones we decided to share with you today. So this beautiful person, I began with inner voice, and the emotional healing I have experienced is tangible. For years, I struggled with what supplements to take, and now I have logged them all into the scanner. And all I do is run a quick scan each morning, and it tells me what my body needs. Love it. If you're interested in overall emotional and physical well-being and desire to help your body function as best as it can, I think this tool is a must. And I'm turning 66 next week. Well, she did. And thrilled to have found this. We're so pleased, and I can resonate with that so much. And then this other person with regards to the inner voice, I felt so terrible yesterday, Arvo, and this morning I feel 100%. Wrists, so wrist is so much better too, and you are amazing. I love the audio recordings you sent. I could listen to them all day, and those are to help balance. So with help balancing the inner voice with myself, coming into the beautiful menopausal age, I know myself, and I share this with my friends, with hot flashes and hot flushes. I just pop on a scan and I can choose that frequency, and also listening to inner voice, and it just shifts, and I feel that wonderful pulse and change in my body, and it sort of dissolves, dissipates. So there's so many examples, but yeah,
we've got so many, don't we? Particularly inner voice, that people love it. It's amazing. And actually, it's worthy to note that this is where it all started as well. So this was the first thing and the only thing they were going to actually put into the AO mobile device. So it's definitely the foundational one. It's really great. And the MindSync's been a more recent addition. So then we can jump into more the chemical side of the body, okay? And this is what we would call the vital scan in the world of AO. So in here, this is probably more for practitioners who want to dive a little bit deeper with their clients. I know for me, with kinesiology, sometimes we use muscle testing to find out where the areas of imbalance are, but sometimes there's specific, parasites or molds or things like that we might want to identify, or we might want to have a bird's eye view as well of what's going on in a person's body in terms of digestive issues or, blood issues or all of these different things. Now, the vital scan covers all of that. It scans over, well, this says energetic state of your blood biology in over 800 items. I think it probably is more than that now. It scans over 200 foods. And it does all of this in less than 3 minutes. And all of those things that I just quoted then, so hormones, toxins, minerals, molds, bacteria, micro and macro, vitamins and things as well, allergies, heavy metals, all of these things are all done within 3 minutes. And that is not only scanning, as we'll see with the next slide, that is actually also optimizing. So in this little report here, actually, I might go to I'll share again. I can. Just share that one as well. So if you can have a quick look here with the vitals. Now, I know it looks a little bit freaky because we have all of these numbers, and when you become, part of the team, you get to learn how to interpret all of these numbers. But you can see here that we have a previous scan, and this often tricks people up actually. So like, I haven't had a scan before. What's that mean? It's actually running a scan and then it's running an optimization. So just making sure you're muted if you're in. Yeah. And so the previous means that it's a scan, and then the current is actually after optimization. And now I know a lot of people have come back, and I didn't have a lot of experience with other bioresonance technologies, but a lot of people have come back and said the one that they had would tell you what was wrong, but wouldn't necessarily optimize you. So that was really interesting for me to hear, because I would have thought, wow, that would be something that I would look for. So you can see that this, I'm just going to scroll through. I won't go into specific. This was mine from this morning. And we have chakras and meridians in there as well, but all of those things that I listed, and you've got a before and after done for you. And so if you wanted to have a quick look as a practitioner, you could literally just flick through, and as you get to know, what all the numbers mean and everything, which I won't go into today, but it starts to give you an idea of what's going on. And actually, that's a little bit boring today. Oh, there's a few parasites in there. And we're always looking on the current sort of side, because the frequencies will help to bring that into balance. Now, it's important to note here as well that we are
Paige, that's not showing up for me.
Oh no, sorry. Okay. Sorry, everyone. Technology, gotta love it. Okay. Oops, I'm going to try that again.
There we go.
Is that showing? Yay, sorry. Yeah. Oh, all of that I just said. Okay, just imagine that you were seeing this report. And this side is the before. Let's go back up to the top. Ah, there we go. So previous and current. And you do have a key here to tell you about the numbers as well. But as you go down, you can see all the foods, and then we jump into digestive issues, bloods. And what I was about to say is that we are working with frequency. So this is not a diagnostic tool, it's an educational tool. And it's to educate us around what is going on in our body and what frequencies our brain are picking up that are affecting our body. Okay, so that's a really important distinction to make here. And also, in the realm of being in natural health, we have to be very careful about what we're claiming and what we're putting out to the world. So that's just a little caveat there, which we'll cover a little bit later as well. So you can see here, it even looks at MTHFR. We've got vitamins and coenzymes. And look, this might be too much or whatever sort of practice that you're in, but for those who like to dive a little bit deeper or want to go a little bit more advanced in what they're offering and love all of this stuff, which was me, it's an amazing tool to be able to help you to do that, all with a click of a button. Well, 2 buttons for this particular scan. All right, so we're going to jump out of here and go back into, this is the problem with jumping around, isn't it? Okay, so beautiful. So the way that you can earn and save with this is get a quick look at what's happening in your client's body and save on costly testing. So oftentimes, I would suggest people go and get hair mineral tests or, those types of things, because we suspected that maybe something was going on with that. This is a really good way to have a quick snapshot of what's going on. MTHFR is something that I see a lot of in my clients as well. And not that we're diagnosing that they have MTHFR, but it does show me whether that's something that's been picked up by the body, along with some other markers with MTHFR. Okay, so that's how I would use this. So I might see that their iron's out, their B12's out, and some of the other markers that I might look for, cortisol levels are high, and then I might say, oh look, it's a possibility. And then of course that person can go and get further testing if they want to, but you're getting a little bit more clarification. It gives your clients a before and after picture, highlighting the need for lifestyle changes. So back before on the Inner Voice report, we saw that there were lifestyle changes suggested. So this can also give extra, I guess, oomph to those suggestions made there as well. Okay, and here's a couple of other testimonials from, some other people. So Victoria said, I have been using frequency healing for years with great success. I was using other devices. However, when Tara shared this, what this gadget could do, and a quick scan on me and shared what I picked up, I was sold immediately. It was at that moment I knew I needed the AO, not only for me, but my family and my practice. What a blessing it has been. And then Marita shared, I was blown away by the fact of the accuracy of the information provided in a diagnostic report. We don't call it a diagnostic report, it's an educational report, but that's okay. And realized how valuable it can be in the current situation of not being able to access a doctor. So this was going back a little while, obviously. The health benefits for my mental health and well-being have been immense and mind-blowing, so much more centered and calm. I treat my pets as well. So we'll get to the pet side of it soon too. But yeah, so for me personally, when I saw these reports, I had actually worked with previously with a frequency device as well, and loved it, fell in love with it, but well, with the frequencies anyway, but it did have limitations. And when I saw these reports, it was honestly the thing that sold me as well. Just being able to also email that to my clients so that they had a record of what was going on. Yeah, and like I said before, that ability to dive a little bit deeper with people as well. All right, so then we have the comprehensive scan. And when we're looking at our triad of health, we can see that this actually is covering off on the structural side of the body. So oftentimes when we're practitioners, we'll have one particular area of expertise. So with kinesiology, we kind of cover all of them, but, you know, I guess the structural would fall in the, you know, chiropractic, even though it is definitely the whole body that they serve. This particular scan actually scans all of the physical components of the body. So we're looking at arteries and veins and nerves and organs, the lymphatic system, chromosomes, the actual, you know, skeleton of the body, muscles, ligaments, teeth, and more. So it's, again, not a very long scan. And again, we also are able to bring optimization into that scan. So we do a scan and then an optimize always. So again, we get that before and after picture. So you can see here, it's really, really hard to read what all those little things are. However, we also have a table report as well. So it just brings up the words. And what we can actually do in here is, actually, let me just share again. Let's hope it works this time. Let's go into here. Okay, because I just love this. Okay, are we seeing my screen there now? So I'm not running off on it. And I will just show you quickly. So this is the scan function. In here, we can select anything that we want to when we go into the customized one. And so the way I've used this, even just personally, my sons are very active, and one of them in particular loves the scanning function. He broke his arm recently. So we went through and just selected all of the arm things just to make sure that they had got everything. So in the arteries, the right arm, we skipped the chromosomes because that wasn't really relevant at that time. And then we just went through all of these different areas, and anything that was relevant to his, it was actually his left arm. So the skeleton, the hand, and, you know, all of the different things in there, the veins, all of that. And then we ran a scan and then optimized. This is my report from this morning though, and I'll just show you. So it is a lot easier to read on the screen. And it can show you again, these problem areas. So we're looking for the, you know, the reds, but we can also go into the table report. And if you were to click on any of these, it will actually bring up a beautiful diagram, which you can spin around and be interactive with. And it can show you where all of those things are. Because I don't know about you, but I certainly don't know where the hypoepiglottic ligament is. And the beautiful thing, let's see if it'll let me do it. Sometimes when I'm on Zoom, it won't. But the beautiful thing about this is you don't have to be the expert. The technology is, but it can also give you some beautiful insight and information. Yeah, unfortunately, when I'm on Zoom, it doesn't like to load up very quickly. But just trust me that there is, actually, if I change the quality here, it might do it a little bit better. No, sadly not. Oh, maybe. Okay, let's give it a moment, because it is very cool and I love it so much. And a lot of people who have this don't realize that it does it. And so when I show them this, they're like, oh, that's exciting. No, it's going to be a little bit, maybe when we come back, if we share that again. Okay, so that is our comprehensive scan. And yeah, and so the way that you could be using this is obviously a quick look at any problems structurally, like I said, with my son. And it might also identify, so I know in kinesiology, we like to sometimes really hone into the, the individual ligament or bone or whatever it might be. And so this can give us great information. There is countless stories and testimonials actually of people who have broken things or whatever, and they've used the scans to take into the hospital and say, look, this is the area that's highlighted. And in some cases, so I'm thinking of a little girl, Beck's little girl actually, who broke her arm, and they weren't checking her elbow, and it was actually her elbow that was broken. So her mum actually asked them to X-ray, and they discovered that that's what it was. They were going to send her home thinking there was nothing wrong. So there's been a lot of those types of testimonials. But here's another couple. So I was paying over $2,000 a month on different forms of therapy for more than one child and many other appointments. I also had insurance that I was paying over $600 a month for that didn't cover many of my appointments and supplements. So with the scanner, it has only made sense to save money on supplements and therapy, but being an emotion code practitioner, it's beyond helpful for me to be able to help my family with a single push of a button. Then we also have a functional medicine practitioner. I was looking for a personal use frequency device that wasn't $4,000 to $8,000, and I could help myself at home instead of paying $10,000 for 6 months of care from a functional medicine doctor. The day I was scanned, my brain fog went away from my second Lyme flare, and I purchased ASAP back in 2020, and now empower people, everyone I come in contact with, to take charge of their own health. And I think that's the really beautiful thing. Like I said, I was able to use that for my son. There's countless stories of me using it for my children, actually. But it's beautiful to just jump in, and even in an emergency, like I have my family ring me and say, hey, can you just do a quick scan to see if this area is red? Because I think I've got appendicitis, and again, we're not diagnosing, but at least that gives us a quick view, and we can say, look, it's not in the red. I'd still get it checked out, but it doesn't look like it's that particular thing. Or yes, it's coming up really red. I think you need to go, now and get that seen too. So yes, very, very handy in that area. Pass over to you for this area, Bron. This is your expertise.
Yay. Pets. So we all love our furry friends, our best friends. And the scanner also scans our animals, so cats, dogs, and horses. So with the pet scans, you can easily add your clients' animals to your practice. And if you haven't already, and if you have, you can support them via distance with even more capabilities. Once the pets are set up, it's a simple process to send frequencies to them. And vitals can be run on the dogs, cats, and horses currently, and Cepheid can be run on any animals, and comprehensive is coming soon. As you can see in the image, it highlights the dogs, the image, the example here of the chakras. Any of the chakras, which is the energy centers in the dog, that may be out of balance. And then further in the report, it explains what that means for the animal, whether it's a dog, horse, or cat, whether it's underactive or overactive, and those emotions that may be out of balance for the animal. And it's quite, again, on point, very on point, and so interesting to be able to just see what frequencies are in and out of balance of our beautiful animals. And so even in a storm, say with one of my animals, I've been able to run a scan for her and just balance the emotions, or just send frequencies for anxiety. And so this here is my beautiful, my little red dogs. So Chevy, my little red dog, she's the older one in the background. Beginning of last year, she was bitten on the face by an eastern brown snake. And her reaction to the snake bite was very sudden, where she collapsed and had all the nightmare reactions to the bite, with being paralyzed and all the symptoms of all the trauma around that. And we threw her in the car and did take her to the vet, and they were able to do the anti-venom for her, but she was in such a state they didn't expect her to survive. They were preparing us for that. And so of course I've had my scanner, and I was running that for her while I was a passenger in a vehicle. She was not responsive at all already. It was because she was bitten on the face, and it was a juvenile brown, so it's a lot more venom. where they can't control the venom. The beautiful thing is you can see a little photo. I've got a photo of Chevy at the vets. I was able to use my device to place a picture of Chevy in her current condition, and also in the place that she was at the vets in Space and Objects, and then put the intentions in there of clearing the energies in that space for her to hold that space. I ran the scans as I found the rattlesnake bites in the homeopathics, and I was able to send the homeopathic vibrations and energies over to her, and also other frequencies in the Cepheid, but Paige will go into the Cepheid soon. And so that was my intention, something I was able to assist her with. And she did spend the night in the vet hospital. We had to take her home the next day because at 12 o'clock they rang me to say, your dog is standing up, barking at all the other dogs, come and get her. They couldn't believe the response. I've got a little Cepheid dot on there. They let me put a Cepheid dot, which I imprinted all of these frequencies. They came up as a priority because I scanned her. The scanner told me what she needed in that moment, popped it under her bandage. And I, so by 12 o'clock the next day, they told me to come and get her because she was disrupting all the other animals in there, and they didn't expect her to live, and they thought a minimum 3 days in that vet hospital that would be required. So it was outstanding. And we're just so happy to be able to help her that way. And she's not a standalone story where I've helped someone's kitchen with a parasitic tick, sent me an SOS, and I was able to do that remotely as well with her photo, and play the music. So when we brought Chevy home, a sound list is created with the frequencies in their music that helps bring their body into balance. And the animals, being naturally high energy, they just respond so well, so well. And so it's good to share.
They love that. I've actually worked in clinic with a lot of animals as well. I seem to attract anxious dogs. But yeah, same deal, right? You can run the vitals so we can see if there's anything out of balance for them, particularly with dogs, cats, and horses. Unfortunately, that's not available. I think some little rodents that might be available for now too, but yeah, and they respond so beautifully. And the messages you get, I've actually had some in here, but I had to delete some of the testimonials out because there was too many. But one of the ones that I got was that they couldn't believe, the change in their dog. She'd been really anxious and hiding away, and there was something, wrong with her. She is a bit of an anxious dog anyway, but yeah, same deal. And the music, the dogs absolutely love. Well, they love or they hate it, right? I think because it's the same thing about us. Sometimes, when we need it, sometimes we don't like it, but yeah, most of the time they come around after hearing them for a little while. That's been your experience too, Bron?
Yes. I haven't had them not like it, but I have heard, like, another friend with a cat, when she used her phone that she was playing the music through, that she went and used it and the cat started meowing at her, like, because the cat was unwell but was loving the music.
And that's beautiful.
But there is a question in here. I know you're about to dive into this as well, about what does Cepheid stand for?
Yes, we're getting to that. Somebody's jumping ahead.
But beautiful. Also Chevy, just so everybody knows, Chevy is doing really well as well. And so she had some nerve ending, like her, she wasn't quite right for some time, but she's just keeps improving. So that's literally a year ago now. But
yeah, I remember that happening, actually, sending out the SOS. It was amazing. Yeah.
And she's 13 years old. So yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right. So Cepheid, I personally, so it was answered in the chat, but Cepheid stands for Subtle Energy Frequency Imprinter. Now, I feel like I love all of the functions, right? But this one, I believe, has the most diversity and really is the one I feel that most people get the most out of, is probably how I would say it. So we're using scalar wave technology, but also Rife frequencies and 0-point therapy in there. And we have the ability to actually broadcast these frequencies out. So when Bronwyn was saying she went into the homeopathics, that's an area of the Cepheid, but there are actually literally thousands of Cephids to choose from, subtle energy frequency imprinters. Now, the difference with this particular technology is, well, from other technologies that I've experienced, is that you can actually go in and make custom playlists. So one of the previous technologies that I worked with, they would have preset playlists and you wouldn't actually know what was in them. So you could send yourself, say, for instance, a small intestine program, okay, but I wouldn't know what was in that, and oftentimes I wouldn't know whether it was my stomach, my large intestine, or my small intestine if I had digestive issues. With this particular company and product, we can actually let me see actually if I can show you. It's probably the easiest way. So I'll share this and flick over to here. Beautiful. So in our Cephi, I have 1,000,001 custom playlists. So I have sleep, I have, yeah, I have clients in here where I've literally, so let's just have a look. This is actually my sister. She was having sinus issues. So I would put in their sinus pressure, sinusitis, sinus disorders, immune support, breathe free. This was probably prior to me knowing too much about homeopathics. So these days I would probably have a heap of homeopathics in there as well, because you can search that by a symptom, which is really, really cool. Like I said, thousands of frequencies. There are bark and Australian bush flowers. There are affirmations in there. There are chakras. And the beautiful thing is, like we press scan before, we can actually scan to find out what's needed. So if you have a client and you're putting together a playlist for them, you can actually, instead of guessing or muscle testing or whatever, you can actually ask the technology to bring that up. Unfortunately, because I'm on Zoom, everything's being a little bit slow. Usually it's instant, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, we'll keep moving. But basically what will come up is which chakra of mine needs, oh, there we go, root chakra. And there's usually an image too. The technology prefers with the fractals to be, it does come up eventually, but because of the internet, it does prefer to be on a device for the fractals to show up. But basically then we have a choice where we can broadcast that continuously or for 2 minutes, or we can imprint that. And like I say, usually there's a beautiful fractal here, but my internet isn't fabulous at the moment. I'm in the Tamborine area where we had issues with big storms recently. So it's still not back to 100%. So homeopathics we have in here where you can actually search by a symptom as well, which I love, because look at this. If I had some egg allergy and I wanted to send myself homeopathics, I can go in here and I can see that these are the homeopathics that would make a difference. But then I might say, well, I don't want to send myself all of those homeopathics. Which ones would be my top 2 or 3 if I was having this egg allergy that would suit my constitution? And see how it's changed the order there. So now I know sulfur and ferrum metallicum. Oh, and there's our fractal. Yay. They would be the things that I can send to myself. Now I can add them to a custom playlist, or I can just play those to myself right now. Okay, and that will send me, because I'm the target, or whoever you choose to be the target, those frequencies. Okay, the list goes on. We have what else? Homeoenergetics. So in there we have all sorts of different things, including, these are more support and detox ones, which are phenomenal. We just ran a detox challenge for 21 days. And oh my goodness, the detox symptoms and things that people were having, we know these work because, yeah, the feedback was phenomenal. We have all sorts of things, and I've just updated this. There's a heart support in there. There's Epstein-Barr support. There's adrenal support. So this is a really amazing area as well. We have the Cephi dots, and these are the little dots which can be imprinted. You can imprint any playlist or any frequency into them, but they have their own specific little list of things as well. And again, you can scan to find out what might be needed in the moment. Again, my internet's great. Oh, here we go. Youth Eternals telling me I'm looking old, clearly. So that's an anti-aging one. Thanks. I'll get back to that later. Most recent addition is the AO Tune. Now this is exciting me no end, because as a practitioner, I use tuning forks. Is there anybody else here who uses tuning forks in their practice? I'd love to hear if you do. I know for myself, I paid over $2,000 for my 2 sets of tuning forks. So this has now actually put them into the AO scan. So I no longer need those. It would have been good to have them a few years ago. Yes, Jo's saying she has the chakra set. Yeah, and so to get a really good quality set of tuning forks, it is expensive. These all of the different sets. And again, we can scan and find out which one is, let's do it just because it's fun. Oh, actually, this one might take a while because there is a lot to go through. So why don't I, oh, no, it doesn't.
Cool.
There we go. DNA and RNA. So again, I might come back to that later, but you can see here that each of these has all of those frequencies in there. So if you know what you need, you can go in and just select it. If you're working with a client and you just want to quickly work out what they're doing, they also have these little transducers. So you can literally just play it from here. You can see, emit the tone. And a lot of people, because this has just come out, are having amazing success just doing that. So I heard about a lady the other day with a migraine, and she just literally put them, you know, up against her head, like with her device, and it shifted the migraine. So they have these beautiful little transducers, which is what Maria's saying in the chat, where you can, it becomes in a pack of 2 and you can place them on the body, and that can act like your tuning fork. And Maria said no, that tuning forks are too expensive, but she's ordered the new Solex transducers. So basically this is a whole toolkit of frequencies, and those tuning fork frequencies in there as well, and they're pretty much all the ones that are available in the market. So that is phenomenal. Big way right there to save some money. And the last one there is multicast. So this actually, it doesn't look very interesting, but basically this allows you to send to groups of people. I have my immediate family in here, so I can go in and select the playlists that I want to play for them. So let's say I wanted to do a lymphatic one for myself, and then I want to scan. This is a new little feature that is blowing all of our mind, because it actually shows, oh, I'm in despair, anything that might be blocking us from an emotional perspective as well, right? And so you can put a little affirmation in there, and then that will send the vibration of those frequencies on that note of Elm to overcome any emotional resistance that I might have to that particular playlist. So I know this might sound a lot of information and a little bit complicated. I didn't want to do that, but just know there is so many capabilities within here and available to you. So,
can I just share a couple of the comments from the chat page? Yes.
Yes, 100%, please.
So with when we was chatting about the animals, Sue said, I run playlists and Sephi broadcasting for my dogs. And one of the dogs is very hyper. She's now much calmer, and so good for her and us. I create and run playlists for myself. This is from Sandra, for myself and hubby every month to support the goals we like to achieve for the month. And I run playlists for clients and run group programs. And you already mentioned about the Solex transducers, and Rachel saying that she loves the multicast. And what have we got from Sue? For anyone on the fence, read the AO scanner, ask the person who referred you. Yes, we will. We'll jump into that as well.
Yeah.
What I love about Solex is that they never increase the subscription when they improve the software or add new scanning capabilities. Yes, the multicast is just very new, and the AO transducers, the AO tune. Yes, and I've had really good outcomes with the AO tune as well. It's amazing and it's very powerful. And Lauren mentioned how all the studies with the ones that are stainless steel and the ones that are aluminium, and the different juices that you have as to whether you prefer that the different fork sound, but they all have the same frequency, but with the sign or the
Yeah, it's amazing. Mark, you just asked, is that a ring or a bracelet? Are you referring to what's on the screen at the moment? That's actually a bracelet. So that is and you can imprint anything basically. So that is a particular one from the Solex brand. And yeah, you can actually imprint whatever you like into that, and that particular one holds the frequencies really well. That's why they use it, and it also has some beautiful other components in there. It's a negative ion bracelet, I think is what Joe just explained then. So let's just summarize with the with the Sephi subtle energy frequency imprinter. We've got thousands of frequencies that you can send via distance to your client or to your pets or their pets. Flower essences, I mentioned homeopathics, where you also have the you can search for the symptom and thing, which is just, to me, is worth its weight in gold, to be perfectly honest, because I love homeopathics, but I am not an expert in homeopathics. Tuning fork frequencies, and then the ability to broadcast to multiple people at a time. And here's just a couple of testimonials around that as well. So Christine was using another NLS Plus machine that was beyond old and so had very head scratching complicated. It was what Solex was originally before it was upgraded. And when I saw the app, I was so grateful for how easy it was to use and so effective. Pain dissolves instantly. Optimizing is so effective. Cephi is incredible. And the inner voice is also quite miraculous emotionally. So Tracy here is saying, mainly I loved the ability to send myself and others frequencies through the quantum field and the ability to imprint those frequencies into different things. I also recognize other aspects of the scanner that I had been researching other places, and I knew that SolX was onto something good. There's another one here as well that I've just included. So I've suffered with chronic pain since I was 13 and I'm now 51. The scanner has been such an amazing help for my day-to-day life. I can cope instead of having to reach for the narcotic pain meds and eat them like they are Smarties. And another one, I've been running the palliative care elderly homeopathics for my mother-in-law who has been struggling to move all day. She sat up not long after I started running them and asked to come out and have dinner with us all. Something definitely shifted in her. She could barely speak all day, let alone breathe. She's just spent an hour out interacting with the family, so freaking appreciative of this technology. Now, I'll actually say that was my mother-in-law, so this was my testimonial. And that actually gave her that particular scan. I stopped running scans for her after that because she had made particular choices and I wanted to respect those choices, but she had 3 months of quality of life after those scans that I had run for her before she actually passed away. But that was 3 months out of the hospital where she had been in and out of hospital for months on end and was really at her wit's end. So yeah, me too, Joe. It's bringing a bit of a tear to my eye as well. So, and literally they had just released the searching the homeopathics under different things, and that palliative care jumped out to me. And I was like, you know what? I'm not having her die in my spare room, because literally we were down to that. That's what it felt like. She'd just come out of hospital. And so it was incredible. And like I say, I didn't continue running scans for her. I did the odd one for her, but I wanted to respect her wishes. And of course, we always have to respect people's wishes with this. Not that she was against it. She just didn't understand it. And, you know, yeah, life runs its course. But I believe those 3 months that she got relatively healthy before she went was amazing, and in her own home. And you know, she went on her terms, which I just think is the best gift you can give someone. So okay, so just in summary, the way that we can save and earn with frequency medicine. So we've got the emotional, as we covered off on, the inner voice and the mind sync. We've got the chemicals, so the vital scans and the reports there, plus we're optimizing, of course. Structural full body scan of the physical. We have the PET scan. So if you don't already have PETs in your, you know, repertoire or offerings, then you can add those in. And then of course we have the amazing frequency medicine. And just on that, you know, you can actually make up homeopathic remedies. You can make up Bach flower and bush flower essences. And if you know how much those things cost to buy in, then this now then can become another kind of area of yours as well as providing Cephi dots. So I often send off Cephi dots to people because they're a frequency patch. And I give them, you know, a couple of weeks or a month's worth of Cephi dots to help shift whatever it is that they're going through. So that's an amazing, and I charge for that, obviously, as well as just running actually broadcast distance frequencies for people as well. So all of these things can be added in or enhance your current offerings, which is really, really cool. All right, so some additional bonus benefits as well here. Self-care. Who else is not very consistent with self-care or wasn't very consistent with self-care until this came along? I am the worst. And when this came, I started a daily routine. So that consists of me scanning. It's called an easy scan, which is one of the things. So it does all of the things that we've just gone through, other than Cephi. And I do my daily tunes, which takes me 10 minutes. I take it on my walk. I listen to my tunes. On the way back, I do my my mind sync. So whatever affirmations my scanner says I need, I do them, and then I listen to them on the way back. Now, if that's all I ever did with my scanner, it would be worth the weight in gold. Okay. But then it comes home and I run scans for my kids, and then I run them for my clients, and then I run them overnight for us, you know. So there is not a day that goes by that I don't use this scanner in multiple capacities. There's also an additional income stream. So there's versatility to your existing business, and a supportive way to learn about the human body and the quantum realm. It truly has been life-changing for me to interact with this community. You can see a lot of people on this call are part of this community. And as a sole trader and, you know, working on my own for so many years, that has been one of my beautiful things as well, with coming to this. Okay, so as someone mentioned in the chat before, if you want to explore this further, go back to whoever it was. If you haven't had an experience with the frequencies, it's all about the experience, okay? And if you want to explore that further, now, if you've already had that experience, you know, and you are interested in joining, then again, you would go back to the person who's invited you. But just so you know, there are a couple of different ways that you can join. You can join as a preferred customer. Now, it starts at that $149 dollars monthly subscription. Okay, there are a lot of little products and things that you can buy, and your person can tell you all about that. And I would recommend, if you are in business, that you would definitely get some of those products. So the Cephi dots, which we've mentioned, the glasses if you're in clinic, for the color therapy with to combine with your inner voice, and there's a few other things there. And if you wanted to become what we are, a quantum living advocate, basically the only additional extra is $49 per year. And so if you're like me and like to share, I like to share a lot, then that might be an option for you to look into as well. Because if you tell a few people about this, you will quickly have your subscription paid for. I've never paid for my subscription, and I earn, you know, in the realm of anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 extra for my business a month. Okay, and so that's a pretty good extra income, I would say, especially when you're in the world of healing. It's a beautiful little addition in there. And honestly, it hasn't taken me all that much to get there. It's literally just sharing with my people, people who resonate with this kind of thing. Did you want to jump in here, Bron?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's fantastic, Paige. I agree too. It's been life-changing for myself as well, as a QLA with SolX. And it's basically the wellness tool in the palm of your hand. And for only the cost of like a gym or Pilates membership, with the added benefit of being able to make money from your AO scanner. You certainly can't do that with your gym membership. And yeah, just with regards to the teamwork, makes the dream work. There is a lot of free training when you join our team, and the SolX University provides a lot of free training as well as customer service, and it really is wonderful. And the community within SolX, the support where we all hold each other up and support each other, like you can even see in this chat here, which I'll read through in a moment, is endless and boundless support, which is great, you know, the community within SolX. So if you decided to invest in this amazing opportunity, you'll have lots of support and ways you can make money consulting with the SolX AO scanner and helping others as well. Lots of training and support with a beautiful group of practitioners, an amazing company. You'll be able to personalize and create your own beautiful way of using bioresonance as well with the therapy with others. And we're all here to support you grow at whatever pace feels good for you. And there's group coaching and mindset sessions and available to get you in the right vibration to succeed. There's SolX University, and it's available for those of you that would like to deepen your knowledge and expand your skill set, which is definitely recommended if using it in your practice. The basic university comes for free with any subscription or device, and you can purchase or you can make your way around understanding the scanner. And it's really in depth. It's great to go back to as well, but the training that's free with that membership is priceless. And there is a phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 of the university, and it goes through and unlocks more advanced technology in the scanner, which is comes into like the dentals and other areas with the energetics, which is mind-blowing as well, but so valuable and more expansive as to any discoveries of what's happening in the body if it's been longer term as such. Yeah. So you need the education to understand how to use it, but your monthly subscription cost always stays the same.
Yeah. And well, also Joe's just pointed out in the chat as well that there's no lock-in contract. So if at any stage you needed to pause that, or, you know, you were whatever. I know I can't be without my scanner, so that never happens. But yeah, that's a really good point. You're not locked into any contracts there, and you can
Yes.
start it whenever you want to. So yeah, and that's been really handy for a few people on my team for sure, as well.
Yes, you're in
Just
complete control. Did you want me to read through any of these comments?
yeah, I'll just cover off that we the disclaimer, because we need to cover your bum. The AO Scan Mobile is not a medical device. I have covered that a couple of times, but it's not used to diagnose, treat, or cure any diseases, and is solely for the purpose of educational use. So that is how we are recognised here in Australia, is an educational tool. So we do have to be very careful about that, so that we're not stepping on any TGA toes or any of those things as well. Yes, let's read a couple of things from the chat. We had a lot of testimonials, but you know what? We're just going to jump into if there's any questions. And yeah, Bron, if you want to read some of the things from the chat, that would be great.
Yes. Okay. So I send from Sue. Thank you, Sue. I send playlists to my 91-year-old mum who had strokes last year. I also broadcast Steffi's for her every night. She asks me for new playlists every couple of days. She doesn't understand how it works, but knows that it does.
Yeah.
I'm so pleased to hear that makes a difference for your mum, Sue.
Mark's just got his hand raised, so we might just take this question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
feel free. Did you want to
Sorry,
jump on? Hi,
can you hear me?
yes.
Hi. Yeah, I have a couple of questions. So,
Yeah, go for it.
this is sounding very interesting, and I think it's come into my this has come into my life in divine timing. I'm in the process of setting up a program in the AOD sector, which is alcohol and other drugs, creating a rehabilitation program.
Perfect.
And I like when you talk about it's an educational tool, because since creating this program, I've been looking for an educational way to give participants to be involved in the physiology of their body, to involved in taking ownership of how they treat their body and things like that. So it's very this is hitting a lot of ticking a lot of boxes for me.
Yeah.
Just in relation to I guess this as a package, or learning a lot more. I think you answered the question in relation to learning more, and because for me, following Zooms and the screen moving around so much, just it disengages me a bit. So I guess I'll touch base with the person who referred me to this, and to find out a bit more about just something to read, and
Absolutely.
just things about references for words like fractal and all that sort of stuff. So I picked up a lot of what you're putting down. It's just for me to absorb it, I need to read something and need something to refer to. So I guess you answered
Look,
that.
I could, absolutely go back to Sandra, because I think you mentioned that she referred you. There is, you can also look up solexglobal as well, .com, and there's a lot of blogs and different things on there as well if you wanted to have a little look into that. But Sandra will definitely be able to help you. And yeah, I do apologize. There's a lot to cover. And so we go very quickly and we show a lot of information. So I know that can be a bit challenging. Just try to squeeze it into that time. So yeah, I might just cover off. I'll stop the recording right now, just so that, and then happy to take some more questions and still continue to chat with you there. So just 1 second. So thank you everyone for being here, and we'll just sign off from that now. So please go back to the person that invited you, and we hope to see you in our Solex team soon if this resonates for you.